with the Ministry of Water to maybe we start with the county of Garissa. Ruto, Your Excellency is the governor, and all the officials, all the CECs from the counties to signing ceremony between, this is part of a World Bank funded.
Deputy President William Ruto yesterday witnessed the signing of agreement between 3 counties and World Bank of 20 billion development response displacement impacts projects. Ruto said this agreement is aimed at improving access to water, healthcare, education and building resilience of communities in Garissa, Wajir and Turkana.
Thank you very much. Also, it will build the capacity of the facility. Today we sign off what we are calling county participation agreement. These are agreements that will facilitate the program that was negotiated between the government of Kenya and World Bank. This project or this program, commonly known as the North and Northeastern Kenya Development Initiative, is a program that we negotiated because of the realization of the socio-economic development deficit in northern part of Kenya, and provide affirmative action for this region, which was initially considered marginalized. We negotiated a 100 billion shilling program with the World Bank, and I want to, on behalf of His Excellency the President and the government of Kenya, to very sincerely thank the World Bank for agreeing to work with us on this program and for providing the loans that will facilitate this program to take place. This program will cover 10 counties, and it will cover areas across from water to healthcare, to energy, to agriculture, to education, and also building resilience amongst the communities and reducing the impact caused by long presence of refugees in most of our host communities, especially in Turkana, Wajir and Garissa. Is a component of the first 10 billion shillings that will be shared 5 billion each for both Garissa and Wajir, and it will cover water and sanitation, which is a major component of the challenges that these two counties face. And this will not only be targeted in Wajir town and Garissa town, it will be those towns together with all the other smaller towns in those two counties. So, and it will target mainly provision of water and also sanitation for disposal of waste. This public signing of this agreement is not just for purposes of ceremony, it's for purposes of accountability. Kenya is a member of the Open Government Partnership Agreement that mandates governments to be transparent and open and to make all procurement and use of resources open to the public. These agreements could as well have been signed in offices somewhere without the public knowing, but it is the decision of the government of Kenya that all agreements committing the government of Kenya, county governments, and our development partners to provision of service will be made public, so that accountability becomes a center principle of the use of these resources. The CECs responsible for the various dockets in the two counties have signed in public, and we will hold you to account. And the governors are here to witness, because ultimately the responsibility will rest with them before, of course, it rests with us as the national government. So everybody must play their role and make sure that accountability, proper use, cost-effective management and efficiency become the cardinal principles of how we will use these resources. The signing of these two agreements, ladies and gentlemen, will facilitate the strengthening of the institutions that will be the companies, the water companies that will be managing these resources and that are charged with the responsibility and mandate of water and sanitation in these two counties. We will build their capacities and ensure that they can provide these services to the people in these two counties in the most appropriate and cost-effective manner. So we've signed off here 20 billion shillings facility for water and sanitation in Wajir and Garissa, and another 10 billion for host communities that hosted refugees in Turkana, Wajir and Garissa. We believe that our counties are the best avenues for the delivery of these programs, and since you will be the frontline implementers of these programs, we believe also it will build the capacity of the facilities, of the county governments, of the structures, national structures at the counties, to be in a position to deliver these social services, both now and for the future. So that we can, in the spirit of working with the county governments, consultation and cooperation, working with the public participation, public consultation is a major component of the delivery of these services. We want the places, the projects to be targeted, to be developed from the villages so that people can own this program, and this program can be people-centered. I also want to thank the three governors for their leadership and commitment on the program that involves host communities and the challenge of refugees in Kenya. We know for a very long time we've hosted refugees, and the brunt of hosting these refugees has been borne by communities, especially in Turkana and in Wajir and Garissa. Another facility of 10 billion shillings has been made available by the World Bank to support these host communities, make social amenities, schools, health centers, roads, agriculture activities, irrigation possible in these host communities, so that as they have become generous and hosted these communities, we recognize their commitment and we recognize their sacrifice in hosting these communities, and the World Bank, together with the government of Kenya, will facilitate the use of these 10 billion shillings to support infrastructure, social infrastructure in this host community.
I'd like to thank you personally for the efforts you have put, the many hours you have countered the bureaucracy. The bureaucracy is the biggest handicap or bottleneck to any project implementation. They never miss a reason, they never miss a procedure, they never miss a process to explain why things didn't happen the way when they were supposed to happen. So we would like to thank you personally for your personal intervention and interest in making sure that these many institutions who are working together, from the Treasury to the AG to the Ministry of Water, have worked together, and we have come finally to sign this project. So thank you very much. We really appreciate. Water is the biggest challenge in the north. It is the single biggest challenge. I think after security, which has now been overcome, water is the next biggest problem. And I want to assure you that we are going to use this money in the best interest of the people to implement the most needy projects that will benefit the most number of people, and we will do it in the quickest time so that the benefits can flow to the people as quickly as possible. And I'm happy that despite the fact that we had reservations about this project, we have finally, through your intervention again, overcome these challenges, and we are ready to sign
is going to serve the same host communities for refugees. And my county is going to get 4.1 billion shillings. That's a lot of money for a rural place that far, but with many problems. So thank you for your intervention, and we are really grateful, but we look forward to more projects. Out of the 6 needy projects, we are in 5. So we look to the day when we shall sign the other projects so that our people can benefit and we can overcome our development challenges. Thank you very much.
I want to thank the national government through the Deputy President and the CS for that collaboration. Indeed, what county governments were yearning for is this collaboration where resources flows to the county governments to be able to conduct those, implement the functions that the Constitution has allocated. So I want to thank you all, and the World Bank continue supporting us. And I am the beneficiary of 3.2 billion shillings that is going to be spent over the next 5 years to support host communities in Turkana West, hosting refugees. And I'm glad that we were able to resolve the various bureaucratic issues, and I signed off the document on Tuesday of this week. And the next thing now is to collaborate with the other implementing partners to ensure that the people of Turkana West in Turkana begin benefiting from these resources and resolving the various priority challenges that they have set out to be met through the resources that we have received. I thank you.
Let me join my colleague Korane in thanking both the national government and the World Bank for giving us a lot of money in the water sector. We are very happy indeed on behalf of the people of Wajir. I would like to express my thanks and appreciations to these 2 organizations. In fact, Your Excellency, Wajir has a unique sanitation problem. The only one of its kind, I don't know, in the world or in Kenya, where bucket latrines up to now are being used. With this project, that will be history and will completely change the lives of our people. So we are really grateful, and we would like to assure the donors and the Kenya government that the money provided will be used for the purpose for which it was intended. Your Excellency, I would like once again to assure you and the donors, the World Bank, that we are going to work hard to ensure that we implement the projects as per the agreement.
On behalf of the World Bank and the country director, Mr. Felipe, I'm very much honored to be in this occasion and to see this happening. We have been looking forward to the signing of these agreements to ensure that this project kicks off. The project is water and sanitation development. And as has been explained by the CS, there is a component there for the northern counties, which is part of the North and Northeastern Development Initiative, which the World Bank, together with the government of Kenya, is implementing. There are other aspects of this initiative, but as we know, water and sanitation is a big issue in the North. So the bank is very much committed to see that this situation has changed and that we support the government of Kenya and the Ministry of Water in particular to achieve these targets that the CS has laid before us, 80% coverage by 2022 and universal coverage, or rather everyone having water and sanitation, safe water and sanitation by 2030. It is a daunting task because there are very huge issues, especially with water scarcity, with the fact that there is no sanitation there is very minimal sanitation infrastructure in several of the counties, so in the north and as part of the other project also in the coast. And so we will be looking forward to working together with the ministry, to working together with the counties and putting our best foot forward to make sure that this project is implemented and implemented in accordance to the agreements that we have signed today. So we are very happy to be united with you for this and to be supporting the government Kenya in this initiative, and we look forward to actually people benefiting from the initiative. I think we will be held responsible, all of us standing in front here, to make sure that actually the people are feeling the effects of this project.
And this program, as it will complement a long way the Ministry of Water and Sanitation efforts to give and provide water to our people living in northern Kenya. Last year, this program was launched in Garissa under the chairmanship and the Council of Governors together with the World Bank, which was then chaired by Governor Nanok. This ceremony was held in Garissa, and it brought a lot of excitement in that part of the country. And therefore, today's ceremony marks the beginning of a milestone and the beginning of provision of universal water coverage in this country, which is the Ministry of Water and Sanitation national objective of giving Kenyans, at least 80% of Kenyans, to access water by 2022 and universal water coverage by 2030. To demonstrate the national government commitment to ensure that water is a concurrent function. So we are now handing over to the county government and supporting them in terms of capacity to ensure that they can implement and actualize their own programs with our support. As Ministry of Water, our focus has been how to deal with that problem of sanitation in Garissa. With this intervention, Your Excellency, the common diseases of cholera, which have been prevalent in that town, will now be a thing of the past. An important issue for the counties to consider is the issue of accountability and transparency during the implementation of this program. The issue of consultation with leaders and all stakeholders is also critical, and public reporting, monitoring and evaluation of this program, continuous reporting and information sharing with the public. And more importantly, Your Excellency, the most important consideration is value for money in all aspects of this program.